Attention, Barcelona fans, we have an exclusive that will shake the world of football. FC Barcelona has just pulled off a masterstroke in the transfer market, a move that no one saw coming and which has left Pep Guardiola's Manchester City speechless. They wanted one of our gems? Well, Barcelona said no, categorically. Today, we reveal all the details of this secret operation that proves the Blaugrana club does not back down to anyone. If you don't want to miss a single detail of FC Barcelona's exclusives, subscribe now, turn on the bell, and join the Barcelona family. Come on, this is just the beginning. Prepare for the shock, because here is Barcelona Unfiltered. Let's get straight to the point. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, a team that has dominated the Premier League in recent years, is in full reconstruction. After a disappointing season, without a title and with a third place in the English Championship, 13 points behind Liverpool, Pep knows he needs fresh blood to bring the citizens back to the top. And where has he set his sights? On FC Barcelona. Of course, because we all know that La Masia is the cradle of the world's best talents. Guardiola, who knows Barcelona better than anyone, has tried in recent years to fish in our waters. First PEDRI, the magician from the Canaries, who proved to be untouchable. Then Gavi, the civilian soul who wears the Blaugrana badge in his heart. But both have always said no, their love for Barcelona is unshakable. And now, Manchester City is back, but this time with a different, albeit equally precious, target, Fermin Lopez. Yes, the young Andalusian who has become one of the revelations of the season. Pep is no novice. He knows that Barcelona has always been a goldmine for young talent. Since the time he himself managed the Blaugrana team with Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi as standard-bearers, Guardiola has understood that players trained at La Masia have something special, a unique combination of technique, tactical intelligence, and passion for the badge. That's why it's no surprise that City, with all its economic power, has set its radar on Camp Nou. But today's Barcelona is no longer the one from a few years ago, when debts and mismanagement forced the club to sell its key players. Now, with Joan Laporta at the helm and Hansi Flick on the bench, the club is regaining its identity and pride, and that means it won't let its gems go so easily, even if they are offered a lot of money. Fermin Lopez, at just 22 years old, has shown that he has more than enough quality to shine at Camp Nou. Last season, under the orders of Xavi Hernandez and now with Hansi Flick, Fermin played nearly 2,000 minutes in 46 official matches. He scored 7 goals and provided 9 assists, numbers that have not gone unnoticed. His ability to read the game, his arrival from the second line, and his tireless energy have made him a key revulsive for the team. He is not an undisputed starter because the competition in Barcelona's midfield is fierce, with names like PEDRI, Gavi, Frenkie de Jong, Dani Olmo, and Marc Casado. But every time he steps on the field, Fermin leaves his mark. What makes Fermin special is his versatility. He can play as an interior midfielder, as a playmaker, or even as a false winger if needed. His vision of the game and his ability to connect with the forwards make him a formidable weapon in Flick's system, which relies on dynamic and vertical football. Moreover, Fermin possesses something that cannot be taught: courage. Every ball he disputes, he fights for it as if it were the last. And this competitive mentality is precisely what seduces the Barcelona fans. Pep Guardiola, who has always had a clinical eye for spotting talent, sees in Fermin the ideal replacement for Kevin De Bruyne, who, at 33, is nearing the end of his cycle at City. Fermin brings creativity, goals, and competitiveness that fit perfectly into the possession and dynamic style of play sought by Pep. That's why Manchester City has prepared an offer of €60 million to take the Andalusian to the Premier League. 60 million. A sum that, in theory, could tempt any club, especially a Barcelona that needs to balance its finances. But here's the detail. Barcelona does not see Fermin as a mere economic asset. For the club, Fermin is a future project, a player who can lead the Blaugrana midfield for the next decade, and that is priceless, even if City insists with its checkbook. And here's the juiciest part. Before setting their sights on Fermin, Manchester City had another obsession: Pablo Gavi. Yes, our civilian warrior. The number 6, the heart of Barcelona. 2 years ago, Gavi was the sensation of world football. An undisputed starter with Xavi, a star of the Spanish national team, and a midfielder with a bright present and an even more promising future. Pep Guardiola dreamed of taking him to the Etihad Stadium, but everything changed a little over a year ago. In November 2023, during a match with the Spanish national team, Gavi suffered a devastating injury, a rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament in his knee and damage to both menisci. He was sidelined for nearly 11 months, missing almost the entire 2023 to 2024 season. His return in October 2024 was an emotional moment for all Barcelona fans, but the Gavi we saw was no longer the same. He is still struggling to regain his explosiveness, confidence, and the level that had made him a world star. Hansi Flick, aware of the situation, is giving him minutes little by little. This season, Gavi has played 12 matches, but only 4 as a starter, totaling a little over 600 minutes. His statistics are modest: 1 assist and no goals. The competition in midfield is brutal, with PEDRI and Dani Olmo as starters, Frenkie de Jong finding his best form, and youngsters like Marc Asado and Fermin Lopez demanding their place. That's why Gavi is, for now, a regular substitute. Manchester City, which would have paid a fortune for him 2 years ago, has changed its mind. Pep Guardiola considers it too risky to bet on a player with such a delicate medical history. Although Gavi remains an exceptional talent, City does not want to take that risk. Instead of insisting on him, they decided to look elsewhere and focus on Fermin Lopez, a player in top form and ready to make the leap to a major European club. And this is where FC Barcelona stands tall and shows why it is one of the greatest clubs in the world. Despite the €60 million offer for Fermin Lopez, Barcelona made a bold move. Hansi Flick, the new Blaugrana helmsman, personally intervened to stop any possibility of a sale. According to sources close to the club, Flick sees Fermin as a key piece for the team's future. Not only that, but the German coach has made it clear that the Andalusian is non-transferable. Non-transferable. Barcelona is not willing to let go of its gem so easily, even if the club's finances are not at their best and a major sale could relieve the coffers. Joan Laporta and Deco, the sporting director, know that Fermin is worth much more than a €60 million check. He is a symbol of La Masia, a player who represents the club's values and has the potential to mark an era. And Fermin Lopez is not alone in this fight. The player himself has repeatedly expressed his love for Barcelona. Recently, after signing a contract extension until 2029 with a €500 million release clause, Fermin made it clear that playing at the Camp Nou was his childhood dream. How could he leave the club of his dreams to go to the Premier League? No matter how tempting the offer, Gavi's case is similar. Although City no longer wants him, Barcelona never intended to sell him. Gavi is the soul of the team, a player who embodies the Culé spirit like few others. His injury was a blow, but the club has full confidence in his recovery. Flick, Laporta, and all the fans are with him and know that with time and work, Gavi will become that unstoppable midfielder who conquered the world again. With Barcelona's categorical refusal to sell Fermin, Manchester City had to look for alternatives. And this is where another name that is making a lot of noise comes into play: Bruno Guimaraes, the star midfielder of Newcastle United. This 27-year-old Brazilian is one of the best players in the Premier League, known for his technical quality, vision, and ability to command the midfield. Guimaraes arrived at Newcastle in January 2022 for €42 million from Olympique Lyonnais, and since then, he has become the pillar of the team. In the 2024-2025 season, he has played 18 matches, scoring 3 goals and providing 5 assists. His ability to recover balls, distribute play, and arrive in the opponent's box makes him a complete midfielder. Exactly what City needs to cover for the absence of Rodri, who will be out of the fields until May 2025 due to a knee injury. City sees Guimaraes as a more experienced option than Gavi or Fermin. Moreover, he knows the Premier League like the back of his hand, which reduces the adaptation time. However, recruiting him will be neither easy nor cheap. Newcastle, backed by the economic power of Mohammed bin Salman, has set Guimaraes' price at more than €100 million, precisely €110 million. An astronomical sum which, even for a club like Manchester City, represents a challenge. Pep Guardiola knows that Guimaraes would fit perfectly into his system, but the price is a significant obstacle. Moreover, Newcastle is not willing to negotiate. The Magpies are fighting for a place in the Champions League and Guimaraes is their undisputed leader. If City wants to take him, they will have to break the market, which is not usual even for a club with its financial power. Let's return to Barcelona, because this story is not just about a failed recruitment, but also about the pride of La Masia, the training center that continues to produce unique talents in the world. Fermin Lopez, Gavi, PEDRI, LAMINE, YAMAL, Pau Cubarsí. These names are proof that FC Barcelona does not need to look elsewhere to build a competitive team. La Masia is the heart of the club, and players like Fermin are the future. Hansi Flick knows this, and that is why he has locked in Fermin. The German coach is designing a team that combines youth and experience, and players like Fermin fit perfectly into this project. His versatility, commitment, and ability to shine in key moments make him an indispensable piece. Moreover, Barcelona's message is clear. We will not sell our stars, no matter how much money we are offered. The priority is to build a winning team, not to fill the coffers at the expense of our talent. And if Manchester City wants one of ours, let them prepare much more than 60 million euros, because here, at the Camp Nou, the value of our players is not only measured in euros. La Masia is not just a football academy, it is a philosophy. It is the idea that talent is cultivated at home, with patience and dedication. Fermin Lopez is the perfect example. A boy from Campillo, a small village in Andalusia, who arrived at La Masia at 13 and fought against all odds to earn a place in the first team. His story is that of many other young players who dream of wearing the Blaugrana jersey, and Barcelona is determined to protect this legacy. So, what happens now? Fermin Lopez will stay at Barcelona, fighting to earn a place in the starting 11. His contract until 2029 and his €500 million clause protect him, but more importantly, it is his desire to triumph with the Blaugrana jersey. Flick believes in him, and the Culé fans do too. Every time he steps on the field, Fermin shows that he is hungry for glory, and there is no doubt that he will continue to grow. If you appreciate this exclusive and want to stay on top of all the news from FC Barcelona, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Join the Culé passion and don't miss anything. In Europe, the competition is fierce. Real Madrid, with its star-studded squad, remains the team to beat. Manchester City, despite its irregular season, remains a powerhouse, and clubs like PSG, Bayern, and Arsenal are on the prowl. But Barcelona has something that these teams do not: a training center that produces unique talents and fans who never give up. With Flick at the helm and players like Fermin and Gavi on the field, Barcelona is ready to reign again in Europe. So, Culés, FC Barcelona has given a lesson to the football world. Neither Pep Guardiola nor Manchester City could overcome the Blaugrana pride. Fermin Lopez stays, Gavi stays, and Hansi Flick's project moves forward with more strength than ever. This is the greatness of Barcelona, a club that does not give up, protects its gems, and always bets on homegrown talent. If you are a Culé at heart, an unconditional fan of FC Barcelona who vibrates with every victory and defends La Masia above all, subscribe now, turn on the bell, and join the Barca family without filters. Let's continue to celebrate the Blaugrana passion together. And don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. Do you think Fermin Lopez will become an undisputed starter? Will Gavi regain his previous level? What do you think of Barcelona's decision not to sell its gems? Is Flick the right man to bring Barcelona back to the top? Tell us everything, Culé, because here, it's Barca without filters.